A lot of men think change is a personality trait. Either you have discipline or you don't. Either you're strong or you're not. But real change, the kind that lasts, is built. And when it's built the right way, it doesn't depend on a hype or some kind of a willpower. Tonight, we're breaking down four factors that make change permanent, and we'll discuss what those are. But hey, welcome to Mind Over Masculinity, where we challenge old definitions of strength and replace them with something healthier, steadier, and real. My guest today is Stanley Bronstein. Stanley is an attorney, CPA, life coach, and author, but what makes his message hit is his lived transformation. At his peak, he weighed about 367 pounds, then lost over 220 pounds without drugs or any kind of surgery, and has maintained that transformation for nearly 17 years now through a sustainable and healthy lifestyle. Stanley has also created the Way of Excellence, a personal development system focused on integrity, discipline, persistence, long term thinking, and alignment of mind, body, and spirit. He has also founded the Million Pound Weight Loss Challenge, a free global health movement built around healthy mindset, healthy eating, and healthy movement. So, today we're going to be talking about four factors that make change permanent, which are willingness, belief, discipline, commitment, and how men can build these capacities without relying on motivation, shame, or quick fixes. So, welcome to the show, Stanley. It's a pleasure to have you here with me today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Perfect, likewise. And Stanley, you know what I keep noticing with guys is that we tell ourselves that change has to be brutal. Like it has literally hurt to count, right? For example, if it's not extreme, we don't trust that we are growing out of our comfort zones, and then when it falls apart, we just assume something's wrong with us. So, I'm curious as to what you have seen. What do you think men get the most strong about that lasting change?
I think there's several things that get wrong. First thing is, it's not as hard as you think it is. It's as easy as you make it to be, or it's as hard as you make it to be. Heck, 90% of permanent lasting change takes place between your ears. It's what you tell yourself, it's what you hear, it's what you think. And in my system, and my system grew out of my journey. And it was all the things I learned along the way. I'm a systems thinker. So I like to put it into a system so that other people could use that system to achieve whatever results it is they want to do. This is not just about weight loss I'm talking about. That's my story, but that's not what I'm talking about. And it comes down to four things. First of all, you have to want it. You have to be willing to do what it takes for the rest of your life. And that scares a lot of people. They're not willing to do that. When I started making my changes, I was getting ready to turn 50 years old. I was 4 months away from my 50th birthday, and I'm 66 now. So that was 17 years ago. And like, I sat there and I asked myself, I woke up and I asked myself, what is my life going to be like in 5 years if I don't make any changes? And I didn't like the answer because you know what the answer was? The answer was that if I don't make some changes in 5 years, I'm going to be dead.
Mhm.
That's cold, hard, brutal fact. I would be dead. And I didn't want to be dead. I didn't like that. So I said, okay, I'm fed up. So at that moment, I turned to myself and I said, I'm going to stop. I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm done. I'm going to stop doing the things I've been doing, and I'm going to start making changes right now. Now, the first question becomes, did it take me 49 and a half years to change my life, or did it take me an instant? And the answer is it took me 49 and a half years to get ready to change my life in an instant. So the whole
Love that.
point, yes, the whole point is you don't have to take 49 and a half years to change your life. You can change your life right now. You can change it the moment you make up your mind. The moment you become willing to do what it takes for as long as it takes. I made some changes and I didn't make all the changes in the beginning. I made some changes. One of the first changes I did was I quit drinking alcohol. I said, no more. I haven't had a drink in 17 years. I, I wasn't an alcoholic, but I drank too much and it was not good for me. So I quit drinking. Then I quit drinking soda pop. That was bad for me. And I quit eating beef and pork. I quit eating beef and pork. I still ate chicken, turkey, that kind of thing. Made those changes and I started walking every day. Just simple things, slowly making changes. The goal is to get a little bit better every day. You don't have to do it all at once. If you try to do it all at once, you're going to become overwhelmed. It's going to drive you crazy and you're going to quit. And that's no good.
Yeah.
The goal is to just get better every day. Be better today than you were yesterday, better tomorrow than you were today. And I'll tell you something else. Sometimes staying even is winning. You know, if you don't go backwards, that's winning. So becoming willing. And then the second thing is belief. Belief is a funny thing. If you would have told me 17 years ago that I would do all the things I have done over the last 17 years than I do now, I don't know if I would have believed it. I went from a person who had trouble walking one block to I walk like 20 kilometers a day, 15 miles, about 20 kilometers every day. And I couldn't walk a block when I started. And I didn't start doing that immediately. I started doing it over time and got better. So, but the experience taught me I'm a very confident person. I've had a very successful career. I'm an attorney and I'm a CPA. But the experience of losing this weight and getting in shape and keeping it off blew my mind. It taught me three things. First thing it taught me was that I am more powerful than I ever imagined. Second thing it taught me is that if I could do this, what else is out there waiting for me to do that I haven't done yet? And that's the way of excellence, and that's teaching other people. And the third thing it taught me is that if I could do this, so can other people. You know, I am no more special than you are. You are no more special than me. We are all special.
Yeah.
All of us are more capable than we imagined. All of us. If you think you can't do something, don't try to do it all at once. I mean, you don't just do a little thing. If you want to learn to eat better, say I'm going to eat better during one meal.
Yeah.
If you want to try to walk, say I'm going to go walk for 10 minutes today. If you want to learn to meditate, say I'm going to sit down in a quiet room and I'm going to try to meditate for 5 minutes. Whatever it is, just slowly change what you're doing, but believe you can do it. Because if you believe you can do it, you can. And if you believe you can't do it, you can't. You're never going to do it. Like I said, it's in your head.
Yeah.
Then you have discipline, self-discipline. I have set up rules for myself that I am going to eat healthy every day. That's a rule. I'm going to do it. I'm going to walk every day. I do it. And you are going to have days where you don't want to eat healthy. I had the other day, somebody delivered me, it was Christmas time. Somebody delivered me all these desserts, these gourmet desserts. I didn't eat any of them because I am disciplined. I am not a person who eats desserts. I promise you, I have already eaten my lifetime share of desserts. And I have eaten your lifetime share, and I've eaten a bunch of other people's lifetime share of desserts. I don't need any more. I don't need any more desserts. So I don't do that. I'm a person. I'm a person who walks every day. I am a person who helps other people when I can. I am a person who thinks about other people, not just about myself. You know, all those kinds of things. They're all important. So that takes discipline. Then the last one that ties all that together is commitment. When you become 100% committed to do something, it becomes easier. I am 100% committed to only eating healthy food. I said many years ago, no unhealthy food will enter my mouth. I don't have to make a decision anymore. When that person gave me those desserts, I didn't ask myself, should I eat this? Because if I asked myself, should I eat this? Sometimes I might have said, yes, I should. But instead, I am a person who does not eat dessert like that. So I didn't do it. There was no question to be asked, no question to be answered. The decision was already made a long time ago. It makes it easier. Am I going to walk every day? I made a decision many years ago that I was going to do that. I put my clothes out next to my bed every night before I go to sleep. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is put on my clothes, I stretch, and I either go out the door and go walking, or I go on the treadmill in the other room in my house, or I go to the gymnasium and I go walk. But I do it every day. It's not a question. I just do it. It's who I am. When you become 100% committed, it becomes much easier to do something, and your likelihood of success is going to be much greater. And when you pull all this together, I've learned some more interesting things. I was a person who always worked with my mind, and I neglected my body, and that hurt my spirit. You talk about mind, body, spirit. Well, I had to start working on my body. My body was not in balance with my mind. And when I started working on my body, I learned something interesting. My mind felt better too, and my spirit felt better. What I figured out is your mind, they're all connected. Your mind feeds your body and your spirit. Your body feeds your mind and your spirit feeds your mind and your body. They're all connected. They all need to be balanced. You want them to be imbalanced. And and what I do is I work with people. Trust me, if you have doubts as to what you can do it. You are capable of so much more than you ever imagined.
Wow. I mean, I love how simple, in fact, you made this whole process sound, Stanley. And you know what? I realized this. There's a very fine line between discipline out of motivation versus you waking up one day and you're thinking instead of you're lazy, right? Your mind asks you this, that why should you trust yourself this time?
Okay,
Right.
first of all,
Yeah,
I understand you. You should trust yourself because no one's going to look out for you better than yourself.
absolutely.
No one is in a better position to look out for you. And I've just told you, you are more capable than you ever imagined. If you've messed up in the past, That was a learning experience. You learn something out of it. You learn what doesn't work and you learn what not to do. Now, I don't like the phrase motivation. And the reason why I don't like the phrase motivation is motivation wears off.
Agree.
It was a New Year's a couple of days ago. I guarantee you there are thousands of people around the world who made a commitment that they're going to do better this year and they're going to get in shape and they're going to take care of themselves. And by the end of January, end of February, how many of those people do you think are going to still be doing it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's indeed a way to put it, and I think that's altogether a different kind of strength, Stanley. Not very dramatic, just steady, honest, consistent. Um, just show up every day kind of energy. I think that's
Yeah.
what is
And
important.
but it's telling yourself the truth. Don't
Yeah,
don't BS yourself. Don't kid yourself. Don't lie to yourself. I
yeah,
mean, like I said, I told myself if I don't change, I'm going to be dead. That's that's as truthful as you can get. You can't get more truthful than that. And
yeah,
it just it, motivation wears off. If you build new habits, new positive habits, and you break your old negative habits, then it becomes easy because when you build habits, you change your identity. You become a different person. I am not the same person I was 17 years ago. I'm not, and that's okay. And I don't regret any of the things I've gone through. I don't regret the experience I put myself through because it made me into the person I am today. It taught me the things I know today, and it put me in a position to help other people, which is what I want to do. It's why I am on the face of this earth. It's what I am here for. And I enjoy doing that.
yeah. I think that's the difference between discipline and punishment, right? Discipline serves your future forever, and
Okay.
on the other hand, yeah,
Can we talk about that for a second?
yeah,
The difference between discipline and punishment. That's a good one. Okay. Look at it this way. If I sit there and I tell myself I have to go walking every day, that's punishing myself. That's an obligation. If I tell myself I have to eat healthy every day, that's punishing myself. That's an obligation. But if I tell myself I get to go walking every day, I am still alive, I am in good health, I get to go walking every day, then it becomes a privilege. It is no longer an obligation. If I tell myself I get to eat healthy every day, it is no longer an obligation. It becomes a privilege. Stop saying you have to, say you get to. That's the difference between discipline. That's the difference between self discipline and punishment. Does that answer what I think that's what you were getting at?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you again, like you framed it in a very beautiful way, and I think that's a beautiful one again, Stanley. And here's my core takeaway from this. I think permanent change, right? It isn't an event; it's a system, and I think that system gets stronger when things like willingness, your own belief system, and discipline are trained like skills. So that's what I'm taking away from this
Yes,
conversation.
you get stronger every day. You do.
Absolutely.
I promise you, I wasn't perfect in this process. I promise you, I made mistakes in this process. I had good days and I had bad days, but the one thing is to keep going. There. I have several of my books that are available on my website. They're free. I made them. They're digital download.
Uh,
They're free. One of them is called The Way of Can I, the way of constant and never-ending improvement. That's what this is all about. Constantly getting a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Because see, I am in it compounds, like you know how interest compounds in the bank? Your improvements compound. I am in year 17 of getting a little bit better every day. That's why the person I am today is nothing like the person I was 17 years ago.
Yeah, right. I mean, thank you so much for bringing, this degree of honesty and making me feel, and I'm sure to everyone who's listening to this feel this is felt, to how can we actually embrace a change that you want for your better good. And since we're about to hit the minute mark, Stanley, where can listeners find you and your books, like The Way of Can I and The Way of You, Way of Excellence Journal, and learn more about you and your work?
Just go to my main website. It's thewayofexcellence.com. Thewayofexcellence.com. And will you put that in the show notes? Um, but it's thewayofexcellence.com. Just go there. All it's there. There's videos, there's text, there's books you can download. You can read you can even read the books online on the website. I have it all set up there for you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And if you want to contact me, if you would like to work with me directly, there's a link at the very bottom of the page where you click on that, you can email me. I can put you in one of my groups, or I can work with you directly, or if you just have questions, or if you even just want to say thank you, you can write to me.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much, Stanley, for sharing that. And you can also download the ebook, like Stanley said. And with that, we hit today's minute mark on Mind Over Masculinity. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And if today hit you all, don't try to change your whole life tonight. Take one factor, willingness, belief, discipline, and commitment, and change it this week. Since old masculinity says prove it, healthy masculinity says build it. See you next time.